Last one from Alex is Hermann Gottlieb from Pacific Rim. I love Herman. Don't get me started on how much I love Herman. Okay, so the story about that is I went to see Pacific Rim specifically because I heard that they were cool nerd characters. Because I'm shallow like that. Actually, that's a lie. I went to see it because of Idris Elba because he was the only one I knew from it, and I was like, gotta support Idris. He's awesome. I love him. And people were fan casting him as James Bond or something. And somebody mentioned that instead of doing that, because or as a side of doing that, go support him in his film that is coming out. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see this movie. But I heard that it had cool nerd characters, so obviously that drew me in, and I went to see it, and I really enjoyed the dynamic between Newt and Herman because they're like both scientists, but so different, and they almost embody the two different, ideas of a scientist is this crazy out there, guy grabbing his hands into the guts of aliens, and then the other guy, calm, angry, grumpy, quiet, grandpa wearing clothes and writing on a chalkboard, and how they interacted, and like they hated each other, but they cared about each other. They were drift compatible. They didn't even question the fact that they were drift compatible. They just went right into it. It was just a really cool portrayal of friendship. Let alone if you think they're more than friends, or not. The idea that these two guys have worked together for so long that they have this habit of just snarking at each other and putting down each other's ideas but still supporting each other, and in the end that's what matters, that they're clearly actually close to each other, and that's really, really, really cool. And Herman himself is really interesting to me because he reminds me of like sort of introverted and respectful, except when he's around someone that he's really comfortable with. Because if you observe him interacting with, say, Stacker or Herc Hansen or someone, he's very respectful. He's very, there's the saluting and the way of speaking, and he never tries to interrupt them or anything. But with Newt, who he feels is his equal, he's very comfortable with him. He's around him all the time. He snarks back. He interrupts him. They interrupt each other. They fight. He says, "Don't call me, Herman. Call me Dr. Gottlieb," and all this stuff. And there, it just shows like, when he's comfortable with someone, he feels like it's okay to not be completely respectful. And I think that's really interesting because I feel that way. Sometimes I treat my friends kind of crappily, as, not always, but I feel more comfortable saying, "Oh, you butt, oh, you jerk, you're an idiot, that's stupid," than if I was afraid they were going to take offense at that. And I think you can tell from the relationship between the two characters that they don't. That's kind of what they thrive off of. They thrive off this tension between them, this disagreement and stuff. But another thing about Herman is that he's disabled, and he is a disabled character who is one of the most important people in the movie because he and Newt both end up basically saving them through, Newt's idea and everything, but Herman helps, and I just feel like that's really important to see, like disabled people aren't useless. Disabled people aren't on the side, have to shut up, and they can't be of any help because they can't do anything actiony or whatever, that there's still that you can have a character who's disabled and he's gonna stay disabled the whole time, but he's one of the heroes, and I find that really amazing, and I like that a lot. And that was how I was introduced to both Charlie Day and Burn Gorman, and I really like them. I like Burn's face a lot. When he's a really adorable dude, and I might have to watch or try to watch Torchwood for him. I don't like Captain Jack. That's a whole nother story. I have a problem with a lot of Moffat characters, but I'd probably try watching it just for Byrne and for Owen's character and see how that is, but I don't know yet. We'll see. But I really like him aesthetically as well as, as a character, and I find that he's really cool. I don't know where I was going to go with that, but one of my favorite things about him is that he he really believes in mathematics, and I feel like he's very enthusiastic about it. The whole speech about mathematics being the handwriting of God, and you can see everything, you can see the world in mathematics, just speaks to me, because like I don't really like mathematics, but that's just amazing that someone can look at mathematics like that, because when you're in school, all you say is mathematics are a couple of numbers, and when you're ever going to use this in real life, and blah blah blah. And this is a character who can show you, save the world with mathematics, and then you have Newt, who saves the world with biology, and you have the sort of engineering side, the sort of scientific side, the fact that Hermann wanted to be part of the Jaeger, or that he was the Jaeger, or helped create the Jaeger program. I find that really, really admirable and cool. And it's clear from the flashbacks that apparently there's some information that he wanted to be a pilot when he was younger, but wasn't able to. And I just that's so cool that he took this failure of what could have been a crippling failure for himself, and continued on, and made it into a success, made it into a viable world-saving endeavor. And I find that really amazing, and he's really cool, and I love his accent and the way he calls Newt a kaiju groupie with rolling trilling R's. It's amazing. And his way of talking, it's just amazing, and that he's really cool. And I talked enough.